We are determined and we are getting there. We just want to equally appreciate those in Asia, in Europe, all over the globe. We praise you and we just want to have a wonderful time with you. You will get connected with us through your phone calls. We share your opinion and let's do it together. My patient is also on board, our SOS of the Women's Department, Women's Services of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. The women, we are out here talking as mothers, sisters, aunties, wives, and daughters who feels the pinch from every corner at every time. When a child is sick at the hospital, the father is in prison, we answer the call. When a mother in the refugee camp, the daughter has been raped, has been tortured, we answer the call. When the woman has now nothing on the table for the children for 3 days gone, the call and the women we answer. It's not just for my patients, it's not just for my Rachel, it's not just for my Winnie, it's not just for my Irene, it's not just for all the mas that you may have around you. It's for every ma of Amazonia, bona fide woman and mother of Amazonia to answer this call. We have been saying it over and over again. We wouldn't stop saying it until we are seated at home at, in Amazonia and making decisions by ourselves for our people, for that society that we are now fighting for. Once again, stay tuned and have a blessed evening as we go with the points that we have for you today. Greetings, Mape. You are welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Rachael. As always, it's my pleasure to be here on the horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman. I want to extend salutation to all that are watching, especially those on at the home front, those in ground one, and everyone all over the diaspora. Um, we are here again because you are there. We are staying the course. And with God's blessing, we will keep reaching out to you every Friday to give you courage, to encourage you to participate, to encourage you to be part of the process, to encourage you to be financially responsible for this journey that we are together. Because it's not just my wish to go to Boya, it's not just my Rachel's wish. It's a wish that will benefit future generations to come. So we are the never again generation, and that means that we have to take this responsibility seriously and do all that we have to, all that God has given us the energy to and the means to make sure that we come out at the end a successful journey because we made it to our destination. Thank you for having me here, Mauricio.
Wow. Thank you, my patience. You just took it out of my mouth. It is as if you already knew where we are going. You not take us out of our destination. You know, this when there is a when there's a destiny, there's a destination. And no matter how long it takes, you will go to your destiny. You will go to your destination and you will fulfill your destiny. This is just what we want to plunge into Mape to start talking. Sorry. Um, Many of us may not know where we are today, how far we have come. You know, some people know that I was born in 1980. Some others say I was born in 1950. Some others says I was born in 1945. But you see, what is the Amazonian journey, and how have this journey been, and how have we struggled or managed? How has the world or whosoever supported us that we are here up to today. That is why we are trying to come up with a topic to say destiny delayed is not destiny denied. Many people who, some of us will say, oh, that sounds more like a church, or it sounds like a preaching. But it is a normal sentence, a normal phrase. Anyhow that it's an assertion, it's an affirmation. Anyhow you want to put it, destiny delayed is not destiny denied. You watch it, just listen to attentively to some of the facts that we have tried to gather to come and say, Amazonians, some people know that they've been fighting the war for 5 years counting. No, this war has been on for about 100 years. It has been on for 100 years. Yes. Some will say, 100 years. Did they not start fighting just 2006? Yesterday. How can they say it's 100 years? Mape, I believe you know this faction, that the story in Nigeria, the little background, how we were in Nigeria. I don't know if you can come in a way to chip in something in that light.
Thank you, my Rachel. Well, we have that history that those of us who've been listening to the historians, Pastor Commando, and many people that have come on to talk to us about our history, because without us knowing our past, it's difficult to envision, difficult to understand why we're on this journey together. So, why were we in Nigeria for that long time, for about 40 years? Because the British, after World War II, when we were partitioned and or most of Africa and given to different colonial masters, we happened to be under the British. And since their base was in Nigeria, we had to be administered in that part of the world. And just something is just something that has always bothered me. I've always thought, my Rachel, that maybe if um, British, the British had administered us in our own area, separately from Nigeria, um, they would probably not have had that thought process in mind that have independence by joining AOB. But for their own convenience, in the sense that they thought that we were a small country, they decided to administer us in Nigeria, and that was for about 40 years, where they had all the, all their administrative offices based there, until the late 50s, particularly 53, when our people, were you saying something?
That journey in Nigeria ended when they decided to pull out from the Eastern House at Enugu. I think that was 1959, if I'm not, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
but
right,
from
1952. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, right. Go
1953
on.
to, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, they pull out. And you probably know more the history of why. Maybe you can talk about that one, because I don't think I've really read that thoroughly. Why, what happened that they had to pull out? So go through that, then I'll go through the rest.
No, Mape, it is just fellow Amazonians. You see your mothers here. It's not as if we don't know what to say, but we just want to have you glued for you to be saying that, what is going on? So we were really in Nigeria for 40 years, because many people cannot really believe that, because 40 years is like two generations. Because you give birth to a child, 20 years, the child is supposed to be working and bringing home milk and honey. Then another 20 years, so we are putting everything into perspective to say this was 40 years from the First World War to the League of Nations, where they fought alongside the British in World War I. So they considered us, after the partition, they administered that small part with Nigeria, because that was the small part that was given to. And when the time came for decolonization, according to the statements given at the United Nations then, Some people were saying we're too small, but nobody is too small to govern themselves. Nobody, because today in the world we have nations that are even smaller. With 800 people as population, they are a nation. 2 million.
800,000.
Look at, yeah, yeah. Look at Equatorial Guinea, that is down there. Look at Togo. Those are
Mhm.
nations. And if you look, put them side by side, and Amazonia, we cannot say we're small. It was just that it is a destiny that had to take uh, um, another route, so that today we will be here talking, and people will really stand up to stand up and fight and take their destiny in their hands, and which is what is going on. So for after the 40 years in Nigeria, our people came out. We were in Boya, we formed the house. I just want us to go into some of the things that since then these people of former British Southern Cameroons have really done in their life, what the steps they have taken to ensure that, to remind the people that we are a people. We are not just a small gift that some people said we were gifted by the Queen of England to France for what background political, to a time where it has come to a time where a child never remains a child. Every child grows up, and when you grow up to understand the truth and reality, you start working hard towards it. So this is just what Amazonians are doing right away. So if we can reframe ourselves, you know since then there are some legal steps that have been taken even by the international community. When the case, for example, we can see how the the Banjul agreement that that came up after um, after our lawyers went to argue out that we are a people. Even then, before, if we want to talk about the 1984, that Gojindinka stood up and said, "This is time for us to go home." The people have been crying out all these things. Even the one that the Palmunas and the Pafunchas, they went back to United Nations to say that our people, our that we are a people that we've been deceived. We didn't understand what we were going into because nothing was clear. We just believe superficially that what we were going to sign up with French Cameroon, because of the maltreatment or some of the wrong agreement, because Nigeria said, if you people come to be with us, you are going to be an integral part in Nigeria. You will not have a space. You will not be a people. You will lose your own sovereignty, and you will join us. But Papa Aijo of Cameroon came to say, no, if you people come and join us, you are going to be you will be a separate people. You'll be your own nation. We will federate, and then but you will keep your laws, you will keep your systems, you will keep everything as it is, but it will be a federated state. Who wouldn't want to be an independent and sovereign person? Who doesn't want to have the key to their own house, to know when they go in and come out without somebody questioning them? So these are some of the things that you see how the journey has been manipulated. Some of the words were good when they were expressed, but looking at it deeply, there were secret codes that Amazonians, Southern Cameroonians, former British Southern Cameroonians did not know, like the colonial pact that French Cameroon had already signed with their colonial masters, French Cameroon, that they were going to control all the resources, they were going to control the educational system, they were going to control the judicial system, the military system, everything. They are the ones. So that is why we, the Amazonians, Southern Cameroonians coming to join them, never knew that they had kept a secret. It's just like you going to stay with your brother somewhere, not knowing that that brother is somebody dealing on hard drugs. And the day the 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 security, the justice system comes and breaks into that house, and they meet you sleeping on the couch, there's no way you can tell them that you are just coming from the village and they are going to believe you. They will bundle you up that you certainly know what your brother is doing. So it's the same thing that even as we came and went, joining them, not knowing that they had joined an evil secret pact with their colonial master. So therefore, you went and inherited something that you did not know. That's why you see some people pray that I reject to carry what I do not know. I will not pay for the sins of my forefathers. I will not pay for the things that I do not know. So these are some of the things that when we say destiny delayed, is not destiny denied. It's for every Amazonian to understand where we are coming from and to pick up the responsibility to know that we are supposed to fight. We are supposed to fight and get back what is yours. Because the outcome of all of these things, they are so implicating, so consequential that harm. Well, we will get to that. So before I say the Banjul Treaty that was in 2008 and 2009, they argue that the people of Southern Cameroon have the right to self-determination, that they are a nation. Look at this is your destiny that was debated upon since this time. It was debated upon. This is an international setup that a case was taken on your behalf to court because you felt cheated, because you were not felt you were cheated, you were trampled upon, you were mishandled, you were being panibited. So people said that no, you cannot be treating people like this that even had their own background where they are coming from. Even then, our people in ACC1 in Boya in 2003, why did they gather there? Why did they decide to go and have this? Why did they go to have you know? There's that urge. You know, when you really know what is true, what the truth is, what it entails to have what to exercise your potentials, but you see yourself not having the free ground to express those things. It pieces a real person with a stable upstairs. Just imagine that you have gone to school, you've studied, you are a surgeon, and then they bring a case at the hospital. Instead of the director of that hospital to say, where are our surgeons? Let them come and handle this case. They go and call for a general practitioner to come to go and handle a surgery case. So these are some of the things that our journey has been a way that this destiny has been pulling for a long time, coming from where it started. So ACC one in Boya 2003, the people sat there, they were talking on the Amazonian values because they knew that they were at in the jaws of the enemy. Maybe somehow they could not really express themselves the way you and I can sit in the land where we say there is law, there are laws and justice and everything to express, but they did their best. And in 2004, ACC2, or they called it all, uh, uh, um, they were in Bamenda. They did the same thing. Some of our parents that are even trying to deny it today, some of them were crying in that place and saying that what has really happened? What is it that has really happened to our system, to our country? So if we can still remind ourselves to say your destiny is just being delayed, it is not denied, it is for us to fight. You see it during the Green Tree Agreement when Nigeria and Cameroon they were fighting. Many people knew it as the Bakassi War. What did it entail? The Bakassi War, people were just they were fighting Bakassi land. But when the Green Tree Agreement came, when the UN they say every of both of you should go back to your boundary at independence. That was a time where Amazonians, Southern Cameroonians could have said that, but La République du Cameroon, where are your boundaries at independence? Their boundaries at independence was not even at Bakassi. What were they doing? That is telling us how they had intruded into the land. They were just they had already invaded the land. So this our destiny that we are fighting today. It is a one that has been it is being delayed. It has not been denied us because we are staying the course. As we say it here on the horizon, we are staying the course because this destiny is is moving, it is going to fulfillment. So let nobody sit back and say, oh, the thing don't finish. Now lie, it never finished. The destiny has not been fulfilled. It has to be fulfilled. Yeah, the fact that it is being delayed has not been denied. You have to work hard. Even if pastor tell you say, next year your woman go born twins, next year your woman go born so. Okay, go find place, big house, take your woman, go put am for some other room, lock it for inside. Then you two dey stay you for some other room. See whether that woman go born that twins. Just wait, as dem don already tell you, you say yes, 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 na true, my woman go born twins. You go take room, take you put am inside room, lock am. Den you come shit on you for a year by year. Den next year you go wake up say, hey, that man of God be lie, say my woman go born twins. Why my woman never born twins? Na because you did not work for the destiny to be fulfilled. So every other thing like Amazonia, just as how we are doing now to we are drafting for the sticks, we are drafting at your LGA, at your county level. These are things that we are doing to ensure that that destiny must be fulfilled. You are seeing where the enemy is coming and you are telling it, you say they don't pass for this side, they don't pass for this side. Now the destiny that way to fulfill and so that means you go reach there. So to show that our people do not even sleep, the 64th United Nations General Assembly President, he be there for Cameroon, una remember, he be there for Yaoundé, Ali Triki, he be there for Yaoundé for Ogier 2010, 2011. Wetin he be do? He be give Paul Biya, he give them two map. Wetin he be talking say voici la carte de Cameroun Britannique, l'histoire en a décidé. Wetin e mean na say take am, this one na your own map. Take this one. Now this is the map of British Southern Cameroons. A history that has been killed. L'histoire en a décidé. Do you just sit for somebody to kill your destiny for you? Even Bible says, suffer not the witch to live. Say, may you wake up, you stand up straight, upright. You fight for your destiny. Because if you know just shit on, you see some person can enter your house, kill your mommy, kill your papa, kill your pikin, then you shit on. Even if na mortar stick, you must pick that mortar stick, you one knack your head there. Na so e dey. So na the thing wey we dey try for tell our people dem say, destiny delayed is not destiny denied. Because you of today, the never again generation, you have an assignment, you have a responsibility, and you have to stand up to it. Because every generation stood up the test of time to ensure that Amazonia gets to where it's supposed to go to. Everyone, if you check from 1919, the ones that fought World War One with their masters, the one that fought World War Two with their masters, the one that came, they did the conferences, even SCNC. SCNC was there to ensure that South National Congress. What were they doing? They were all fighting for this Amazonia. That we and you and I have taken the baton. We are also fighting. Even when SDF came, what was their slogan? Not mind that that's what they do today. Now because they don't decide now for kill now their own destiny where they kill them. Not be the never again generation. So when it become what it be do, they'll be say power to the people, and everybody will be happy. Say power don't come to the people. It be start now for outside now for Southern Cameroon, and now it be break something. But then when person they say when pikin wash him hand clean, he go chop with the big people then. But as whether will big papa decide for go wash him hand in now for dirty water, now the reason why we don't decide for throway it. As well they also they throw away some person under carpet. We don't throw away for under carpet. But wait till the show, the journey don't continue. We don't move from consortium. We don't go for SCACUF. We don't go for governing council. Now we're there for interim government. We're there for our interim government. Now it's our destiny. We are still moving. It is a stage we should all play it. Play it and let's play it very well. Mappy, I don't know
Yeah.
if
Mhm.
yes.
No, I always like to talk about facts, things the way they really be known already. The thing I say, most of us, thanks to what is going on, most of us we don't learn with history. Marriage you don't go over quite a lot. But if we want just look at some specific things that way it being known internationally for make us understand why we believe say we case be strong. We need to just uh, do a child's play here. We know say even as far back as 1919, we boundary from La Republique be already be set, you know. So the international boundary between Southern Cameroons and La Republic was established by what they call the Franco-British Milner-Simon Declaration. So treaty. So that boundary be already be fixed. So now two different nations. So that one are fact number one, and that fact no will ever disappear. So facts don't tell lies. Facts are facts. So that's number one thing. Number two, when the United Nations nations that be decide say may Southern Cameroon get the independence when they be go for that resolution 1608, where 64 countries they be vote in favor. La Republique be vote against. And if una really want think about it, why would La Republique vote against? Una know say for 1960, where they get their own independence, January 1st, 1960, before they get their own independence in 1960, La République, we don't get that accord agreement where Rachael be talk about with the president of France, Chirac. De Gaulle, if you don't get that, excuse me, if you don't get that agreement for 1959, and if you get the agreement for 1959 and then go vote against we independence, that means that they don't really get that plan right there and then. So the one
Mm-hmm.
take we land, the one take we people. And the only reason they want to do that, so they've already discovered, so we get a lot of wealth in our area, mineral, oil, and all the like. They've already discovered that. So La Republic's intention from the get-go in the days of Ahijo was always to make sure, say, we be part of them. May we not get away on the independence. So that one another fact where if people did not be know, they go for no. And then when you go to talk about treaties and all the like, this resolution 2625, and I will read them because it be very important. Resolution 2625 states that by virtue of the principles of equal rights and self-determinations of peoples enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations, all peoples have the right freely to determine interference their political status and to pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. And every state has the duty to respect this right in accordance with the provision of the charter. So this one, it basically tells say you and me, where we be Southern Cameroonians, we get the right for determining how we want to live as a nation. No other country get for pressure us or assimilate us or colonize us. So this now already facts we did it for inside books. You know, when we deal with facts, they will set us free. We need to just should not make things up. And then another article, Article 19 and 20 of the African Charter on Human and Rights and People's Rights, it states say all people have all people shall be equal. They shall enjoy the same respect and shall have the same rights. Nothing shall justify the domination of a people by another. That one a fact in there for book. So La Republic not get right for be superior to us, for dominate us. We get a right for be our own people. Uh, Number 20 of the same African Charter, I read, all peoples shall have the right to existence. They shall have the unquestionable and inalienable right to self-determination. They shall freely determine their political status and shall pursue their economic and social development according to the policy they have freely chosen. So that one they tell us that we as Southern Cameroonians, this palaver we did it right now, after war beset us, we did on the right track. My Richard already give examples of all the things we don't go through. When I know say after 1961, October 1st, 1961, we began we own so-called independence by joining La Republique, they will already get plans for crush us, for assimilate us. In fact, when we leaders realize that there's a problem, they start rebel. La Republique will pounce on them. A lot of our people were killed right early there in the early 60s. They were killed for quiet their voices, for voices of others. So people they were afraid of their lives. But as time went on, we start being more emboldened and emboldened until 2016, where teachers and the lawyers will go on a strike, and that is what has led us to where we are today. Because if in a country where if you really respect people, they are right them, therefore listen to the teachers and the lawyers. The mere fact that they don't listen to the teachers and lawyers, they decide for us instead suppress us further, for kill us and all the like, already shown us say La République du Cameroon doesn't care about us. They all want now we land. If you kill every single one of us, it not gonna matter to them as long as they take possession of the land. So the question I say, what do you go do for prevent this from happening? We get for go on this journey together. And AAC 1 and AAC 2, now all steps on the way where they don't lead us to, baby steps. When you go on a journey, you get baby steps, different things that they happen. As things that they happen, you change your way of how you attack them. Right now, we the never ending generation, never again generation, we there for that final step. Now, really final step this, forget that we learn. You get for believe in that the final step. You get for go into this battle, determined that you will get there so that your children and your great grandchildren will live in a free land, like all these articles they state them early in the 1964 and before. Now articles where they don't really get inside document for the United Nations telling how every people get the right to pursue happiness for self-determination, and that's what we are fighting. Rachael, over to you.
Well, Mape, thank you very much. Mape, you know that one thing people say, if you wan hide something for black man, put am inside book. Na so they used to talk. But now I don see am say plenty black people dem, na engineers, na doctors, wey mean say dem don dey open book. So dem no fit hide no nothing again for black man. Black man don dey open book, dem don dey know the secret. So all these facts that we are giving out here, they dey na inside book. I sure say next week we go come, we go find some of the link dem wey we go list am for here. Thank God for the internet wey e don come, so this digital age wey you just go for your Google, use your fireworks, use any of your subscriber, your Google Chrome, everyone, you just type some words, say green tree agreement. You go see, e go just come for you, you go read am by yourself. You go know this thing wey we dey talk am so, because if we are just saying it, somebody will say, who said that one may happen? How can you say Amazonia has been on the way for 100 years? How can you say that? Did we not just started fighting just 5 years ago? No, it's been on a long journey from 19 where to this time that we are here today. So, brothers and sisters, fellow Ambazonians, friends and sympathizers of Ambazonia, please, this talking, this taking back is to refreshing us, to refreshing us, to know why these people are fighting. Some people will say that 60 years is too long. It's not only 60 years, it's 100 years, and we haven't given up. We are into it, because destiny delayed is not destiny denied. And when your destiny too bright, that's so many people they fight against her. Many people will just be fighting against us because of this bright, this rich land way, this Amazonia that is too rich like this. That's why you see people don't care to even go there and die. They deceive your family, they send you, you go and die. It's not just a matter of respecting others. This is just because they claim If you no like you some person less anglo fool, una no like foolish person, no be you go throway the fool, make the fool just go away. Who don take fool hold am tight say you must be my friend? Na only for dis case I don see am. Na because your destiny is very great, dat even in dat your fool dey want to use you, dey want to make, they are just, you have to come out from foolishness and be that wise person that you are and take away your destiny. Take your destiny from the hands of the destroyer. They've destroyed us so far. Even Boya University don go now na Akonolinga. Una still she don. I dey hear some people dem for their alma mater dey say they wan go be school, they wan go rebuild library, they wan rebuild this for the school the way dem dey go. Now wey dem dey take all the thing dem dey go na for that una side now, for their side, how una go do? Wetin una go rebuild for this una own side? Which time wey una go come for rebuild marketing board, power cam, Moluwe umbrella? Which time wey una go fight for rebuild sonora? Which day una go fight for rebuild all dis things dem wey e dey for your own house you are not rebuilding, but you are going to rebuild somewhere else? Brothers and sisters, do not let somebody to trample upon your own destiny, because a righteous man will leave something for his posterity, for his children. What are you going to leave for our children? Even our parents, some of us think that we have already taken our parents, our mothers, our seniors, they are in America, we don't need. Okay, where are you going to lay them to rest? Do you ever think that maybe you want to go to your father's compound, you see that there are some other people parading it around, and then you will
Mhm.
stand there with everything? Because the way they're infiltrating, if you do not say no, you have to go. Let's support those that are ready to fight for us, that are out here. Because if you're not careful, one day you want to go, even to say, I'm taking my father's remains, I'm taking my mother's remains, you want to go, there'll be no compound for you. Even the house, the business that you claim that you have built, the empire you are building for yourself, you can just fly and go and come back. One day you will go there, you will not own it, because you sold your destiny like a bowl of soup, like Esau, who sold his destiny to his brother Jacob. Small pepper soup. Because of the small pepper soup wey dem dey give una today, una dey chop am, una dey forget say as you dey chop the pepper soup, dem dey enter your 10 kilometer land. As you dey chop the pepper soup, na so dem dey enter the goal. What are you leaving for posterity? So all dis thing wey we dey talk, so make person no sell im destiny. And on the other hand, we dey appeal say make everybody come together, make we build the destiny of Ambazonia together. That is why the interim government is here with Dr. Sako and the host of others, appealing to everybody, let's take this homeland together. Last night, Ma Epote said, you don't need, we will still come to some of the quotes. Let me just quote this one. You don't need to like somebody before you acknowledge the good work that the person is doing. Some people say, I not like the person, so I no go fit work with the person. Are you kidding me? Are you working for yourself, or you are working for Ambazonia? Are you working for that small child that is not even going to school, that is sitting on some half stick as a classroom, that the teacher has not been paid for how long? The teachers have not been paid for how long? Education now system zero. Una dey, una get oil, but petrol for una side dear, so tey una no fit even drive una own motor. Una dey, una get all what it takes, but una no fit enjoy. Then una sit down, una fold una arms. No, we have to stand up, fight for our destiny, take what belongs to us, and move on and fulfill destiny for posterity. It is a civil fundamental right. Right of the people to exist, right of the people to function, right of the people to stand up and hold their flag, sing their anthem, determine their own education, determine their own laws, determine their own economic policy, their good governance, and what have you, your own voting rights, your voters' age range. So it is something that we all, we all, it is not just for a group of people or group of persons, it's for a whole lot of bona fide Ambazonia. I used to say here that if your Nitong, if your navel was buried on that land on former British Southern Cameroon, it is your prime responsibility to know that this is the time for me to fight and take that land. If not for me, because I am established in America, I'm established in Europe or in Asia, but for posterity, for those who might not be issued any uh,
I'll let you the
many
voice.
you what are we even saying, many of us who are
Okay, I'll
still
let you work on it.
um, fidgeting, many of us who are still here in the diaspora, who are still holding that passport in their hands. How many of you have gone to your to the various embassies to go and renew that passport, and it has been done freely? If you look at it now, the country has declared a group of people stateless. See yourself like that, begin to see yourself that you are all you have already become a stateless person. I know of many people who are standing with their passports that have expired. But they don't apply, no man they look their face. They just look the place where they born you, they just look your name, they push am for one side. This is a story for another day. So if some person she don eat for the thing say e no concern for me, maybe for those dem wey dey don struggle, God don bless dem, they don get another color of passport, and then their names dey don be written somewhere in another page. They can be boasting, but then we said that any person wey e don use, they say they will talk am, maybe no be me I get to talk am, I go wait when e don officially come before I go follow too, I go talk am when they don talk am for the real way. But then we don map it. I no know if you get something to say on this our destiny that is delaying, but we are assuring us
Yeah,
that it's not denied because we are working towards that direction.
yeah. You mentioned something about asking our people when will they build their own things. I don't think they even need to worry about that. You know, we have so many talented Amazonians. We have a wealth of talent. Um, Engineers, teachers, doctors, lawyers, you name it. We will build Amazonia. We will build Ambazonia's infrastructure. We will have great roads, great hospitals, great schools, great industries, and the people will have the jobs that they can manage other people. The private sector will be the greatest thing that can make Amazonia grow. You know, for America here, you know, the private sector is what that keeps a nation building. La Republique, now government sector, that's why it's always not advancing, because most of the government workers, they don't really care for posterity. They just go work, take money, put them for pocket. Some of them don't even go to work, and the money they enter inside their banks. When you have a private sector that is uh, thriving, then you have a nation that is thriving. And that's what we Amazonians will do. You know, small stores that you have, whether you own your own clinic, you own your own pharmacy, there will be rules that you follow, simple rules, no bribery and corruption. That is the thing, one thing that we will have to weed out from our system: bribery and corruption. I mean, if we can cure that ailment, which we must, then Amazonia, I mean, nothing will prohibit us from reaching the sky. It's going to be like another, you know, um, you call some countries, um, uh, undeveloped, you call some developed and all, they like all those nomenclatures. We will not be considered an undeveloped country in Africa. We'll be considered a developed country, a developed nation in Africa. And it's thanks to the people. And for the lives that we've lost so far, that has to happen. That must happen. That should be our ultimate goal, to make that country where when you are home, you know you're home. You don't want to go anywhere else. So, my Rachel, we don't even care of them trying to do anything now. If they want to do something in La Republic, that's their problem. But our Ambazonia, we will build our Ambazonia ourselves with our own blood and with our own
Yes,
hands and sweat.
yes, yes, for sure. God is on our side because, and destiny is taking us. Not everybody gets it on a silver, on a platter of gold. Some people just grow up, they say they born them with silver spoon in their mouth. Some people, you sit with them in the same class, they excel easily. Some will toil day and night. Some will have to work very hard before they will pass that same exam that you two you are passing. So this is how some people's destiny are. Some you have to work very hard. You have to take it. Some you have to go right into the lion's belly and go and remove it and bring it out. But some people, they just hand them over to them. So these are some of the things that when some people say, we be think say the thing will end na for 2 weeks. Yes, who wan suffer? No man no wan suffer. Na just because if we come to the understanding that our destinies are not the same, we put our 5 fingers dem up, dem no dey the same. Some wan long, some wan short, some wan dey. But you see all of them, dem dey function the same. Now, the encouragement that way we have to understand that there are some things that we fight to get them. Some people thrive to get some things where some others will just pass and pick. The others have to work hard. But who chooses how their own should go? Nobody. This is why we are encouraging ourselves that now that our own destiny has we've come to the understanding that is the one that we really have to work and push, and we have to lost life. This is just how we do it. But are we the only ones? Didn't we hear the war of independence of America? People died. Didn't we hear of the Second World War, the First World War, the Second World War, all the wars, even the war that they are fighting in Ukraine, the current one that is before you and I, are the people of Ukraine just sitting down to say we are not doing anything? No, we just want to be like every other nation, but we don't want to sacrifice. We don't want to somebody may be hearing me talking and say, yes, mommy, can't go past go for that place, can't go begin to fight. No, God has given us different ways to fight. Some of us are here talking, while some are still just not even wanting to even talk. So please, when you come to the understanding of doing what is right for yourself and for your people, stand up. Some people's destiny, they get it easy. Some have to work hard before they get the same thing. It's not by us having come to Europe or to America that life is easy, that we think. But in America, do you just sit and pluck money from the tree? Or in Europe, do you just sit and pluck money? You get up very late, very early, you go to work. You don't need to be late for 1 minute because you have to clock your card before you enter. Every hour that you spend at work is a dollar added onto it. But you see that where we are talking about, people are relaxed. Some people, they just go to work. What do? They keep their coat or their handbag on the table for 1 week. Nobody sees them. For 1 month, nobody sees them. The salary is just passing. No rule of law, no control, manipulation. People will be dancing with their uniforms at duty, drinking, getting drunk. Is this the kind of government you see in your places in America? How many times have you entered the office and you are the boss? You have a beer on your table, or you just have a short break. You just branch to the next cafeteria behind, and then you start drinking beer during the day. So these are some of the things that we have you've learned them. And why don't we fight to implement it and give somebody something that they will live to remember? These these are things that we should really know that we should stand up and fight. And the draft that we are drafting now, currently, is a step away from this barbarism, from this primitive, underdeveloped. I don't even know how to say it. We were like children. Things were not like this. You grow up, you expect that things must have evolved. You go there, everybody is struggling to use an iPhone, but nobody has walked up to the standard to even keep the society to an iPhone level. But you look at where you are in Europe and America, everywhere you want to pass, there's a new street. They are repairing, they are constructing, they are doing this. Not that the Europe and where is heaven, but where there is rule of law, where institutions are being respected and people are being directed and maintained, then you know that people are working hard to do something. Amazonians, don't just sit for your destiny to be trampled upon. Don't sell your portion for a bowl of pepper soup. No, we are not calling. Go to your LGA. Go to that village where your father or your mother comes from, or where you ever went to school, or where you are married, and do your fair share there. Give it to the people you already know so that they will manage your money for you. Because the common saying is that if I give my money, they go chop am. Who go chop am? If you give am money for your LGA, so you comot for Fako, you go chop am. But you go know the person wey you give am money for you. If anything happen, you go ask him. We are just sliding gradually into the topic that just flashed on our screen: individualism and collectivism. Somebody may even think that what are we even talking about when you talk of individualism and collectivism? You know, what are we saying here? I, me, I, myself, me, myself, and I. This is individualism, me, myself, and I. But on the other hand, there is a common saying that they say the famous South African, East African children taught a white man something. That he came to their local town, took sweets, small pikin dey like sweet, and sweet, chocolate, everything. He go put am for some bowl, for some tree for front. He tell the pikin dem say make all man she don for stand for straight line. He say if he say on thy march get steady go, say the first person wey he go reach for that tree, he go take all that sweet. That one man be think say as he comot na for society wey maybe there is so much of me in myself and I. The pikin dem go just take running, they go just dey run, any man go scatter for go get all the thing by himself. But wait till that one man learn till today wey some of us will have the words that Ubuntu. That is a strong word in the
South
social
Africa.
studies background. It's a big lesson. It has been transported in social studies. Ubuntu, meaning that you and me,
Together.
we together. Wetin dat pikin dem do, dem hold their hand, all dem, dey run. All of dem dey reach for dat tree the same time. Dey take dat basket for dat sweet, all dat chocolate, dey share am with one another. The white man stand, dey look am so. He ask dem say, but I used to see una when una dey run for here by una sef. You people run very fast. You can run. Why did you not run to go and take it? They say no. I cannot run and take it all by myself. I had to hold my brother so that all of us will get to the tree at the same time so that we will take it and share it. Amazonia, una go ask una sef whether na wetin that way una dey do. Because when you see people, they don't go to raping, to kidnapping, to stealing, to blackmailing, to framing up, to lie telling. Na individualism dey don enter so. More patience, I no talk plenty for this one. Maybe you go get wetin to just to add.
Yeah. So, Rachel, there is positive individualism and negative individualism. For we struggle, this journey where we did on to arrive Boya. The famous president, uh, President Kennedy, be asked that question. If we talk that, make that statement, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. We want to talk about individualism in that sense, when a positive one way, what do you fit do for Ambazonia as an individual? You know, because everybody get their own strength. Are you that person where if you encourage another person just for tell them, say, you're on the right course, keep on fighting? If that's your own contribution for encourage another Amazonia where you always want to go astray, or you be that individual where you get the financial resources for put money inside the structures the way they be meant for carry this war to the fruition, or you be that person where you there for ground, you there for the home front, you dey give your blood and sweat as a restoration force, Amazonian restoration force fighter or volunteer, or you be that person where you dey provide nourishment, you know, personal needs to assist these people the way they fight for us, or you that person where you dey help refugees them internally displaced. So at your own level, you dey do something positive. But when it comes to collectivism, then we dey talk about collaboration. What we fit do together to make the job lighter? Because when you do things as a collective body, it dey make them a bit lighter. Many hands do a lighter work. It will make our journey shorter. And then if you be that individual where you be the one way in a negative individualism, the one way be in charge of all those terrible things we don't hear, where you make we sons, one son kill another son, something we never ever happened before. Because of this war, our own picking there, they take the life out of their own brother and sister. That's an abomination. Or you be that person where you be in charge of kidnapping, forget money. How you do enjoy that kind of money? Now blood money, kidnap for ransom. How will you enjoy it? You know, it may not harm you as an individual right now, but you put some curse for your own picking them and their own generation to come. Maybe it not bother you because it not be you, but that's an outcome of what you've done, you know. Or you be that person where you dey pretend to us. You come across as if you be really for a Southern Cameroons. But in the meantime, in the background, you dey do things the way they set us aback. I'm talking like the people that we don't already know them, where they cause these coup plotters. But there are some people that way they follow the coup plotters out of ignorance. Now will be time where you go check your own individualism and come back to the fold. You were deceived. You were made to believe that the president had squandered our funds, that the president had not done enough to take care of to prevent the AFCON games and all the like. Meanwhile, now other people will be in control of those things. But then your eyes are open, you don't see the truth. Are you going to stay behind because out of shame or guilt? No. Come back to the fold. Ambazonians be forgiving. We be forgiving. As long as you come back earnestly, you be true to yourself and true to the people. The past will be forgotten. Your actions will speak louder And by your actions, we realize that you don't realize your mistake. But I know that they call people the way they did it, from the get go, they be one destroy this struggle. The loud mouth former Secretary of State, I know I mentioned the name, and unfortunately the Vice President, where it really, really, really disappoint me personally and others, if they were mistaken, if they if they got the wrong information, they believe that wrong information, and a month don't pass that they realize that they were mistaken. Start do your own thing as an individual level, individualism. Start do your own small thing them for finally come back into the fold. Because we don't get that land Amazonia, now for all of us. Now for all of us. It's not just for a handful of people. So there are many things in life when very few people go fight for achiever. But in the long run, it will benefit many people. I'll give one example. For America here, when it did there for elections, even for local election, when election happen, if you get a state like California where you get, say, 20 million people, I just give that as an example. But when it be time for go vote, now maybe not only 2,000 people will go vote, or 1 million go vote. But now now that vote where they vote for, now you go end up impacting you. So you want to participate, you will either benefit or no benefit. So we the few who are there for this struggle right now will push on, either doing our own things individually like me, I or myself, or doing it collectively by collaborating with others. Now we push this struggle together to go to Boya. But we ask, say, anybody out there, when for from home front, reach out to your family members and ask them what did they do. Because they shouldn't say that one I think, that one I think, that one I think. At the final end, with all this information we did for United Nations, so we get our own boundary, we get a right for self-declaration and all the like, all those things them tell us say the United Nations, the international world, no say Amazonia get a right for be. And eventually, like the president be talk, this will be decided at the negotiation table. It will be decided at the negotiation table where La Republic and Amazonia will come up with agreement for how to live as good neighbors. And then at that time, who say you go? You want choose for go join La Republic, you get a right to be part of La Republic. If we Southern Cameroonians, people that were their father, their great grandfather be Southern Cameroonians, they decide they want to be La Republic, by all means, you get that choice for going to be La Republic. Those of us who will choose to be a better people, if we live a better life as Amazonians, we will make Amazonia the greatest nation in Africa. And my Rachel, I know so will come that end soon. I would like for mention you will mention a quote before. I want to read this president the quote from the other day, from June 21st. The president of the Federal Republic of Amazonia, Dr. Samuel Komisako, said, "Be it known that killing our generation will not guarantee lasting peace. Targeted elimination of leaders at home and in the diaspora will not guarantee lasting peace in the Gulf of Guinea. Only a peaceful separation shall disarm our resistance and bury the hatchet." That one are just common sense talk. We eyes don't be open. For America, they say the genie don't be let out of the bottle. If you enter back. So we know the facts about our history, which was hidden from us. We know all the documents that were inside the international community archives. All of those things have been exposed. Based on that, and the facts say more than 30,000 of our Pekin, they don't be killed. More than 400 or that 500 or 600 homes, villages, they don't be burned down. Thousands and thousands of people, they don't be maimed, raped, kidnapped. Every person, no one person where don't be harmed because of this war. All those things now just prove say we know fit be live together with La Republique as one nation. It will not happen. It cannot happen. And this president quote should say at the negotiation table, we will decide the best way for go our separate ways for live as good neighbors, preferably good neighbors. Rachel, over to you.
Have patience. We go live like good neighbors. Better me get good neighbor than for say una stay for one house una is also fight. Because one day if we not be careful, that house go just burn all one for inside. So we get to fight say make we be good neighbor because every man when you get your own portion, you dey take care. Una remember that time for dormitory there, if they give you clearing portion for morning time, you wake up go clear your portion and you do it so well, so much so that you after school they will not come to say your portion was not clean. So when you have control over an area, you will take very good care of it. I will still read a quote because I the program was that we are going to read from one of our we are going to read from our leadership and we are going to read from one of our activists. Today we have an activist that said recently France and La République have been at their usual games in Amazonia as their agents go around acting their movies and actually thinking that Amazonians are fools enough to believe them. But why do they bother themselves so much given that we understand their stupid tricks and that no Amazonian is deceived? It is simply because the Amazonian Restoration Forces have defeated them outrightly and they now resort to tricks. Do not be fooled. If this war that they thought was to be won in 2 weeks is still ongoing, it's because our destiny must be fulfilled. If this war that they thought was going to be finished in 2 weeks' time, it's because as an individual, you are doing something to the refugees. You are doing something to equip your LGA. You are doing something to keep up some to heighten to enlighten the spirit of somebody who is in pain. And at the same time, you are collectively doing something that is productive. You are joining your hands at your LGA level, at your county level, at the federal level, and at the national level. You are doing things there together. You sit in meetings, you decide, you take positive decisions, productive decisions that at the end of the day you benefit. As Mapeshen said, on the other hand, are you that individual that if they collect money and give to you, that take and do something, where do you put that money? Do you siphon it? Do you swindle it? All the S negative S's. Do you deal with siphoning, swindling? Do you put them somewhere that when they ask you, you will frame up a story? Where are all of some of those people that used to call themselves that they were activists, they were shouting here and talking, talking? They have resorted to individualism, to thievery, to siphoning. They have now eaten themselves. What they were really standing for, they cannot really stand. Has it been fulfilled? No. So we are still talking because the destiny is to be fulfilled. And how are we doing it? War draft is ongoing, 2022 war draft. We are calling on everybody that pledged. Please redeem your pledge. I know many have already. Some people were saying that the 4,000, the 440 something thousand was just television money. It is real because people are doing it. I will not talk much on that one. The people who are responsible in the office, they will come and say it, but I cannot hide my joy. Really, I can't. I just have to bust it. Sorry, oh, sorry for the office, but It is to let us know that our destiny is in our hands. We are to work hard to fulfill it. I said that if you were given the prophecy, if you had married your wife maybe for 20 years, no child, and somebody see you by the roadside and say next year this your wife will have twins, then you go and build a room and lock that woman inside. Then next year you go to open that door to see whether the woman has given birth to the twins. Are you okay? You have to work hard to fulfill that destiny. We started this destiny from pulling out from the house in Enugu. We went to the United Nations. Our forefathers went to United Nations. We came to ACC in Bamenda in Boya. There was the Banjul Treaty. There was the Green Tree Agreement. All these things are evidence that the destiny. Now we are in it in the interim government. You have your representative at the interim House of Representatives bringing laws, looking into the constitution, amending it and fixing it for a generation to come that will fulfill the rights of existence, the fundamental rights of every born Amazonian. And even the international community is seeing this because what do you have here? We have the sweet talk, the sweetless talk that is ongoing. If you think that it is over, it is not. Let nobody deceive you. All these back people that have gone and taken their individual money have resorted to kidnapping and taking ransom, acting film and kidnapping people and releasing it and joining force infiltrating our restoration forces, my brothers and sisters. Is because our destiny is not that easy one. Is that nothing good comes easily. Many are called, few are chosen. You are the chosen one, even as God has blessed you according to your measures. Please give. Give according to how God has blessed you. Draft according to God has blessed you. Draft for the counties and the LGS will soon begin. But that launching that we did, that's what we are calling on everyone, so that by the time we sound the trumpet, it will not be hidden. And not taking, let me, we have 2 or 3 minutes to go. Let me just say this. There was an alert that came in that our people who are around the Metzam County, that they should be alert that some military trucks have come out in their numbers. They have brought them. Some people say maybe they are coming from Kutaba. Some say, why are they bringing them in? I saw one video where one woman was talking bitterly in French, saying that they are not going to accept uh, Frankism. They will not accept Frankism, that people cannot be in bondage for 80 years. The father ruled for 40 years. Now they have gone to bring the son to come and rule again for 40 years. Eh? Is it not going to be 80 years for bondage? Nothing, only a particular group of people. She was spitting hell and fire that she was going to fight, that she will fight this demonic thing. Now, how can a family come and sit in a country, no development, nothing? Well, that is their business. But I'm just saying it in relation to this, that it could be that they are deploying all these their people to come to Amazonia, thinking that they are going to intimidate us again, thinking that they are going to frighten us, they are going to kill everybody. And then it will not work. It will not work because the slogan is till the last, it will not be the last man standing till Amazonia is delivered, till Amazonian is set free. That is what we are working at. So they can pack themselves together and come inside. Some people said they are going to live in plastic bags because you cannot put the people in bondage. So for every one of us, we are calling upon us to fulfill this destiny, that the responsibility that has been given us. Don't sit in your home, in your comfort zone in America and eat it all and think that wait it concern me. It concerns you, mommy, concern you, papa, because that una compound, so when you wan go, you check say una village dey for bush. Now so dem dey send na their French deal, send their French principal, their French bossa, assistant commandant, assistant mayor, all those ones dem dey send na dem make dem go. Den wen all of dem go there, dey take like their eight family members dem go there. Wen their eight family members dey reach there, dey connive now dey sleep all the girl dem wey dey dey for the born pikin. Then their sister dem now dey come, now dey come intimidate our boys and the born pikin. Before you wan see 8 people wey we come in the next 5 years, dem go don already multiply, dey go dey inside for there. Then you wey you think say you dey for America 10 years, you wan come, una compound dem don take over. So all dis thing dem na something wey we get to dey think am. Even if you wan remain you for America, I dey even see even Americans dem today, dem dey find their DNA, dem dey go for side wey dey comot. Some dey say dey comot for Ghana, dey comot for Cameroon, some dey comot for Amazonia, some dey comot for Togo. All dat side dem, all man dey find im DNA. Den you wey you know your own DNA, you go siddon you quiet make dem kill am for you. Den the day wey you go turn for the white man country say dem no wan see people, how you go do? Una no see am for Ukrainian war wey dey deny make black people dey no enter train. Una think say e no fit happen again? um Okay o, we no dey wish ourselves any bad, we only just talk na the things dem wey dey happen for dis life, and wey we dey pray say make e no happen for we, make e no happen for our pikin dem. Na the reason wey we dey beg ourselves say make all man comot, join your LGA draft. As mama Patience be talk, if dem no be show you proof, if dem no be show you proof say dis interim government no correct, you don wait and you no see proof, abeg go you back for your LGA. There is nobody that is, even President Sako talk am yesterday, there is nobody that is not liable to mistake. Or some if dem frame am be tell you, you just say I no see am, una never prove me, calm you back. All we dey come back for home, abeg. Make we fight, start the fight wey you continue the fight wey you dey start am on good footing, because some people dey wey dem don sell their soul for devil, and then dem dey look who wey dey go fool am too, make dem too dey go die. But for go die dat shameful death, better calm you back. As dey used to talk, better come to your parents in one piece than make dem carry you for coffin bring am, because you go hide in an abusive home. Than for go be for dat abusive place, you leave your right wey you for dey fight for defend homeland out of shame. No, leave dat one. Calm you back, calm be with your brothers and sisters for your LGA, and start doing the right thing. Okay. Happy.
Yeah, I want
So
just add some small thing, Rachel.
yes, yes,
So we always give a go back in terms of the leadership of our journey to Boya. May we remember, say, when at that time you had the Abu and the Fontem Neba and all the like. And then after the constituent BB form, you get Patasang. After Patasang, we had Seseku, Ayutabi, and then now President Sako. Unfortunately, we get other people the way they will be considered as leaders for their own movement. One key thing we got to keep in mind is say we get an anthem with the singer, right? We get with anthem, we get with flag. And because we get an anthem, we get with flag, we call ourselves, say, the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Other groups the way they out there, like the Sukadev, when I go check and see what the Sukadev they do right now, or the Morris, what has Morris been doing for the past how many years? Or Egg of Sea, what have they been doing? I want to make this point where we understand, say, if you belong to the interim government, either at the level of the state, of the federal level, or belonging to LGAs and counties, then you get those footprints where they be important as we go to Boya. The other movements where they be out there, why don't list a couple of them, Sokadef, Morris, Egg of Sea. What are they doing to push us? The fact that, say, they are not doing anything that you can really see. and put a hand on, most of the time, what you see is something that is negative. For example, remember a long time ago, a couple of years ago, Sukadev go sign that agreement, say he prefers may we boys and put down their guns and all the like, or for and then La Republic for get access to our land, or a preferred reconstruction during the time of war. Those are the things that Sokadev was doing. But the interim government will not do anything like that because it set us behind. I want to make this point really, may really enter for we mind, say, if you pay allegiance to the flag, you sing the anthem, that means that you believe in the concept of a government. And now this government, where you get all these different parts of it. You get the ethics part of it, the judiciary part of it. You get the House of Representative. You get the LGAs and the counties and all the cabinets or the departments. All of this together, collectivism, all of this together, now the leaders make sure this journey be shorter. So no belief in anything where they are as a movement, unless they can prove to you what they are doing will be positive. Because some of them, you see them yourself, it be negative. Like the one way it cause all this confusion, then go cause all these unity forces on the ground, they kill with sons and daughters. That is negative. The take home message now say, believe in one leader. The one leader will don't follow the structure from the days of constitutum to governing council, I'm saying constituting to SCACUF, to governing council, to the interim government. That movement, it be based on the constitution. Not be one man show. Now power to the people. Now the people they decide. And now this government go help set the tone for negotiations. Yes, there's Amazonia coalition team, but it's a team made of individuals that will come to the negotiation table to help in terms of separation. But the fundamental thing I say, we already have the structures in place on how we go, how our country will be, because we already get with LGAs and with counties. And that's why it will never be a South Sudan, because we get the structures in place. Thank you, Maricha.
We Ambazonians, we are very smart people. We're intelligent people. Even the international statistics have it. If you go to most of these nations all over the world, you will realize that you'll be informed that Ambazonians are intelligent. We make it to the highest ranks and offices all over. Ambazonians do make it. You go to Germany, come to Austria, you go to other countries, Italy, you go to other European countries all over the world, you will see that the people who are occupying some places are born Amazonians, bona fide ones. Go to France, it's the same thing. Do your background check. This is why, even in places where Amazonians are not yet, they are not yet understanding the stories, but the people there are already in very superior ranking where they are doing something for homeland. So if you are an Ambazonia and you have not yet started, check yourself. Check yourself out. Either you've not yet been informed, or you've been deceived, or you are being carried away. Because as one of our sisters was saying, yes, one of our brothers, if you call a birthday party, you will see people will feel full everywhere. If there's a wedding, you will see people will be full. We are not refusing all these things. If you see a cry that people will be full from here to outside. But when you say there is a homeland There is an endangered group of people, and you belong to that group, and you do not fight to free yourself from your prey. Amazonians, do you want to say if a lion is after your life today, you will not run to run to run? Amazonians, it is as if you are the only group of some of Amazonians, they are the only people that do not fear that they are an endangered species, that they could be wiped out. What kind of a carefree attitude is that? No, it shouldn't be. Not now, not tomorrow, not even ever. Because even our parents that were tricked when they did not know of that park that call, when they came to know about it, they started working very hard to restore it. And the baton has been passed on to every generation. We said it before, and we are still saying it. Wherever you are, know that you are an endangered species. Look around you very well. Who are those that sit with you when you go to meetings, when you go to parties? Can you just freely drink and then drop? You should ask yourself. Even in that homeland, can you just walk and walk freely? Even you that is here, can you just buy an air ticket and fly in and out conveniently? Even those who say that on a thing, you don't go and come back conveniently. Is this the life you want for yourself and for your children? I said it before that many of Amazonians do not have passports because of the lie we have been living, the lies we've been told. We did not fight early enough to have our own passport, to be able to renew it when they expire. Many are holding a foreign passport, let me put it like this, foreign passport, and just because we are still just, they are not being renewed. That has made you stateless because there's no state written to your name. You are an endangered species. You are endangered. In the international community, you might not be recognized because they tell you, bring your passport, let us renew your job. What do you do? Where do you go? Which story will you tell? You are an endangered person. If luck has not followed you, that you have already naturalized where you are, even if you become a surgeon, whosoever in that country, they say, okay, bring your passport, let's do something for you. What will you bring? An expired one that expired 2015 and nobody has renewed it for you. And you think you are not endangered and you think it's not your thing. Or you have used that name to declare your asylum. You've used the name to make a space for yourself. And now you are sitting big and you think that you have become so big that you cannot chip in to support those that are home. No, you are an endangered person. You're an endangered species. You have to wake up. Well, without taking much of our time, Mape, hey, we are top of the hour. Are we all right? Do you still have something to say to this?
No, I just want to encourage everybody to make sure that they draft. That is your own financial contribution towards this journey to Boya.
Okay.
Extremely
Yes.
important. And those on the
That is your
those in the front, please encourage your family members that are in the diaspora to draft.
yes. Una tell all una pikin dem wey dey dey for white man country say the time don reach. The only way wey papa dem wey dey bin comot for house for 1953 for Enugu dey go back for Boya say dey wan form their own government. Na their own draft that way dey be draft. The pikin dem wey dey dey for home front now, wey dey dey put their life, dey dey go, na their own draft that dey dey draft with their life. Me and you sef we still get our own life. Dem dey only ask a minimum of that money wey you know. Maybe you plan for give 10, plan for give 5, man no call am. Dat money wey you dey plan for, bring am. Now we won't draft that. So now the only now the baton that way we get and to take fulfill destiny. May we try. Not leave no man may fool you. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You've been watching The Horizon, the voice of the Amazonian woman on ABC TV. We thank you for being out there because we are here to rub minds and to share with you the little one that we know. If you have anything, you can contact us and share with us so we will share with our other brothers and sisters all over the world, with our friends and our sympathizers. We used to say we do not know it all, we do not have the monopoly of everything that is going. Share your ideas and your opportunity with us, and we are going to do our best to bring it here on the horizon because we are staying the course. We are getting to Boya. My patient is here, my Rachel is here, my Irene, my Winnie, my Bridget, my Victorine, my Yaya, my all ma epote all of our mass ma um, 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 yeah, all the mass ma
All the
manka, oh my
mass.
god, yeah,
Yes,
all the
Doctor.
mass ma Hemina, ma Helen, ma Gla, all the mass, all the mass,
Yeah, my
all over
patience.
ma.
You hear me?
Thank you.
Yes.
Good. I just want to congratulate you for a wonderful show. Just to announce for people who watch me. See, the SOS for Communications and IT with Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Elat. They will come up now to talk about something will be very important about a short team Amazonia. I hope I don't mix her out. And to talk about the negotiation process. I don't know if when we talk about that for just for the next 60 seconds, then una come on air, just announce and make people know say they come up. When I get 60 seconds, then
Okay,
una
okay.
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 That's the way Mara Shella Videle say oh my shot. Okay, I
All
hear
right.
you.
No, the thing suit me because you don't know what will happen yesterday. You know, before this show, the one take place today, many things don't happen for background yesterday. You know, when communication meet up foreign affairs, that one don't pass a breaking news. So Amazonian people, foreign affairs has made communication department. So as we dey comot for the platform, just go for your kitchen now, go take glass water or go take chop, go take anything wey you wan drink or mape, sorry, you dey go work. That's ya. So
I'll
any
listen.
yeah, no, you go listen, we go see am. So abeg, nobody should leave. Dr. Elat is coming here. Is the Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs. And una know una iron Dr. Mungwa. But when he analyze am for you, so you dey go house, you must draft by force. So the two of them rock the can jam rock. Now so Foreign Affairs has met communication. May no man no go. They go talk about Swiss process. Thing wey una never hear, una go hear. For some people, the way they say the thing not dey, una go hear the truth. Man no even talk, my pain, na you dey for team act, pikin talk am.
Well, there's really nothing much to add. I think what it is that I think uh, Dr. Elad and Dr. Mungwa they want to come introduce this show. We go start every Friday. The goal is every
Nice.
Friday at 8 p.m. Amber time. There will be talk about the negotiation process, so that make people they be aware of what is happening. And I think this is the debut of that show. And in future they will probably be getting guest speakers, either foreign guest speakers or our own Amazonian speakers to talk to the people, because I think so far most people they don't know exactly what is going on. They believe say as that notion they out say the teacher say they don't remove the IG from Team Amazonia. It be impossible. There's no negotiation without the IG. So these core people, the one can talk about the process. What is the plan? So we'll not stay tuned, and I think it's going to be a weekly show every Friday after the Horizon. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank
Mutumbu, mutumbu, mama yo, na ya boy go get her. Blue Jay.
you, Jesus.
I think that's it.
Ah, yeah, that's it. No, I want to talk something. Say some people that they still dey fool themselves with what way that they comment on Facebook. Brother, go house, go think again. Now say you never really understand the reason why it means to say you be an endangered species. You never really understand the reason why you call yourself a nationalist. You call yourself, this is my homeland, this is my country. If you still look at people you are pointing fingers, then you are not yet there. Just go and draft and fight for your homeland. Stop fighting for region. We are not a region. We are a people with a background, a history and a culture, a people with a future, and we are working there. So don't stay on Facebook and be saying what you have not heard. I will look for you and look for your number. We will chat and we will chat. Thank you very much, fellow Amazonians all over the world, for being out there, our friends and our sympathizers. We just wish you a great weekend and we hope to see us again next Friday. Stay tight. We love you and let God continue to guide us. Have a blessed weekend.
Mutumbo, mutumbo, mama yo, na ya boy go get her. Blue Jay Brothers. Mama you kind, mama you're beautiful, mama you good, mama you're wonderful. No woman like you, mama. No woman like you, mama. Thank God for you, mama. Thank God for you, mama. 'Cause you gave me life. Oh, mama, queen of my life. Oh, mama, I go love you for life. Oh, mama, 'cause you love me so. Oh, mama, from small begin, I never forget all the suffer when you suffer for me. Oh, yeah, yeah. All the pain and the troubles where I put you through. I remember when money no be there and chop no be there for her. You be the try your best. You go run around to find us something, something where we go chop. When I dey sick, you know the sleep, you go the cry all night. You go hold me tight, start to pray, say God make you help my oh Lord. Ooh, I wo ye ye choma, afunga na bere ye funga choma, ambama na bere ye ambama choma, enga na chinyu ye ga choma. Mama, I wo ye ye choma, afunga na bere ye funga choma, ambama na bere ye ambama choma, enga na chinyu ye ga choma, ye ga choma, mama. Enga na chinyu ye ga choma, chinyu ye ga choma. Oh, you gave me life. Ale mama, selelelele. 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 Ale mama. Ah, that's so. That's so. Mother's Day.
Exclusively on ABC Amber TV. You are watching The Horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman, exclusively on ABC Amber TV.